devil in a red dress. Call 911, I'm a killer. You know I hate to confess. Bang, bang, got my hand on the trigger. The devil in a red dress. Call 911, I'm a killer. You know I hate to confess. Bang, bang, got my hand, bang, got my hand. Call
What up? It is free agency day. It's one of the days that we, a fan of bad teams, look forward to every year. I am at ESPN Draft Nerd Jeremy Green, and we are taking a little reprieve from NFL draft things for a couple days to focus on free agency. And thanks, Elon Musk, Twitter's dead. Of all times for Twitter to die, I think this might be the worst humanly possible time that Twitter could be down for me. I really only need it for about 48 hours a year. This is 12 of them, and you're fucking me right in the mouth here, Elon. And I'm not a fan of it. So you guys will have to keep me up to date. It appears that some people have access to Twitter, and some people don't, and I am one of those that don't. So you will have to keep me updated. I am beholden to the Twitter tracker or to the ESPN tracker and my phone. So we have our first signing of the free agency period. Hassan Reddick to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Awesome. Good. As a Jets fan, good. You deal with his ass. Because he was a fucking headache for me. He was like a hemorrhoid with a helmet. Just get him away from me. Now, in terms of the player you're getting, I will say I do think he is that adds to Tampa Bay, because one of the biggest needs that they had was pass rush, because pass rush was a problem. You put him on the opposite side of Yaya Diaby, that becomes really interesting to me. I would like to know what the money is. If anybody has access to the money, please let me know. So for Tampa Bay, I mean, they obviously had a position in mind. That does give me great pause about Chris Braswell, though. I did not love him last year, when he was coming to the draft because I didn't feel like you could do anything but rush the passer. Now you're having to spend big money to put a guy on the opposite side of Yaya Diaby. Starting to feel like, okay, 1 year, 14 mil, 12 guaranteed. Okay, that's not bad. I'm not going to jump up and down about that. All right, our sounds. We have our first super chat. Feel free to super chat as much as you want to. Our schedule has been weird as hell, and I promise you it is not an indication of something that is getting ready to happen. I've heard a lot of conspiracy theories that Tank is going somewhere, I'm going somewhere. None of those things are happening. We may be adding and we may be shifting, but none of the leaving things is happening. First super chat of the day. It's from Sir Jimothy. Said no baby tank, maybe a baby guiding a tank. That would be solid. I could put a baby tank up here today. Tank is back. He and I are doing a remote together tonight. He is dealing with all of the things that he was with CBS News last week. He was in Washington. He was opining to Congress. Tank had a lot of shit going on last week. So I tried my damnedest to keep it together. Hope that I did that. We have a show with our fantastic sponsor, J.W. Whitley from Parks Ford of Hendersonville, that is airing on ESPN Radio Asheville right now. You can hear that on the iHeartRadio app. Second super chat of the day. It's from Soaring Eagle. Says, have fun, Tank. Tank he's still a little wobbly on his feet. Still hot rod, as we call him, on his knee scooter. But he is getting better. We're getting to that point. Sir Timothy asked, any word on the Facebook page? I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know what happened to it. So it appears that there's something with, we now have a social media manager. There's a conflict because I was the only person that ever logged into it. They thought it was some kind of fraud. So we're having to go through all this dumb bullshit with Meta. You can't talk to anybody. So I'm working through it. I'm doing the best I can. But damn, they are hard to deal with. And I'm not going to lie, this makes me want to never deal with Facebook again. They are a pain in the whole ass. And you never know which one's a fraud and which one's not. We need a siren. And I know I have a siren here somewhere. And no, you are not blocked. I have not blocked anyone from that page. Now, some people have blocked themselves. That's on you. Let's see. This will be our siren song of the day. Chris Godwin's going back to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And in other breaking news, I will be the next starting left tackle of the New England Patriots because they have $130 million. And absolutely no one to spend it on. I don't think I have ever seen a free agency period where every single team went, no, I don't want anybody to have my players. It's bizarre. If anybody, I am one of those I have not been marked safe from Twitter does not work. So I am refreshing it constantly. Hey, notifications. Notifications work all of a sudden. So that's solid. That will definitely help in the ability to do a live stream. Oh, no, something went wrong. Elon said, fuck you. Jalen Moore to the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't understand. 2 years, $30 million, $21 million guaranteed. Anybody want to try to explain that one to me? Because I don't get that in the least. I knew Jalen Moore was in the league. I don't look at him that way. I mean, $21 million guaranteed. Are you kidding me? Okay. All right. I mean, he was good in spot relief. He's not a great pass blocker. And I guess that's my problem here is, okay, you weren't great at it. And I think he played like 250 snaps all year last year. Okay. Good luck. Kansas City just can't seem to get out of their own way. I'm not I don't know what's going on in Kansas City. That is bizarre. Patrick Holt said, "Happy Monday. When is Tank back on the show?" Tomorrow. Tomorrow we are doing a live show together. Damn it. Come hell or high water. We are doing a live show tomorrow. Tank and myself. Then we're doing half of a show on Wednesday because half of our show is preempted by Carolina basketball. We are fully preempted on Thursday, and then we are doing a mock draft on Friday. So I'm going to go through the chat here and just make sure I haven't missed anything. Stephen Tao throwing some Angel Reese shade. I'm here for it. If you don't give us what we want, we'll say it. Cool. No one will notice. David L. My guy, why did Grady Jarrett get released? Sorry, I'm tardy to the party. You are not in any way. Grady Jarrett, I'm not going to rule out that he winds up back in Atlanta. I don't think he will, but he might. That was sheerly a money game. There was no guaranteed money left. Atlanta was up against it. Look, now I'm going to say this. 3 of the bottom 5 teams in the NFL in cap space were in the NFC South. Somehow, Tampa Bay was one of those and has managed to re-sign Chris Godwin and sign Hassan Reddick in the first 13 minutes of the legal tampering period. The salary cap is fucking made up. It doesn't matter. It is total bullshit. I've just come to the realization the salary cap doesn't matter. It's fictitious. We have oh, nope, wrong one. Got to hit the right button, dum-dum. We have another super chat. It is from Soaring Eagle. Said the real loser of Devontae Adams to the Rams and DK Metcalf to the Steelers, the Cincinnati Bengals. I will say, I look at Cincinnati and go, what the fuck are you waiting for? Like, do you think it's getting cheaper? This is like the guy. Cincinnati has become the guy that is dating a girl that was in a sorority, maybe having a little trikey action because there's 2 of them, and every girl in the sorority is getting married, and you're waiting, and you think that she's gonna stop bugging the shit out of you. It's just gonna get worse. All right, she's gonna start drinking tequila. She's gonna start hitting you in the head with staplers. It's not gonna be good. So Cincinnati, get off your hands and sign both of your receivers to long-term deals. It doesn't make sense. I do want to talk about Devontae Adams and DK Metcalf. We will do that. I think I penciled that in at 30. Because it is, yesterday was, the last 2 days have been a wild couple of days. Rob Johnson, did the Chargers overpay Mac? I don't think so. Not for 1 year. You're getting still pretty high level. You're still getting pretty high level production. You're only on a 1 year deal. That team is in kind of win now mode. They're trying to get better. Solid. Great North said, just here to watch no one come to New England. Hey, you're getting me. You're going to pay me $10 million a year, 3 years to play left tackle because I think I'm your next best solution. Magnificent Merker said, this has been a wild NFL offseason. Yes, it has. And it hasn't even really started yet. Great North Sports can't wait for the Jets to grab Justin Fields. Mm-hmm. Oh, no.
This house is a prison! You sound insane. Do you realize that? You should be medicated.
That's what I think every single time somebody says, the Jets are going to sign Justin Fields.
You sound insane. Do you realize that? You should be medicated.
No. I refuse. I'm going to go full millennial liberal here. I do not accept this, and I will bitch forever if you do this to me. Evan Doyle said he lost his Instagram years ago. It is literally impossible to get any help from Meta products. I've been doing this for 2 weeks, and I'm not sure I've talked to an actual person yet. Soaring Eagle, Evan Ingram's visiting my Broncos. Please, no, just no. I don't know what to do with that. I mean, you need a tight end. Evan Ingram is as much a tight end as I am a ballerina dancer, but yes, he does technically play that position. Sir Jimmy said he may or may not be around crimes. Could you possibly elaborate a little more? No sirens. All right, so if you're around crimes that siren triggers, we need to send help to you because that is the purge horn, not a cop horn. Timothy O'Toole said, I'm betting money it'll be Cam Robinson and Milton Williams for New England. I'm not going to lie to you. I won't be shocked if Cam Robinson gets top 5 tackle money from New England because they're running out of options. There's nobody there. At some point you go, this is like the Lewis Black thing about eggs. First eggs were good. Then they were bad. Then the yolk was bad, but the white was good. And then the white was good, but it's breakfast. I'm hungry and I got to eat. Make up your fucking mind. That's kind of where New England is. It's Cam Robinson or nothing. Or you overdraft Armin Membu, which I am hearing so much right now. And as a Jets fan, I'm not going to lie to you. Please do that. Please do that. I don't think there's a player in my lifetime that I have seen go from like beginning of the second round guy to top 5 pick. He hasn't played a game. Not one. And he's just all of a sudden, all the deficiencies, they've all gone out the window. Nobody gives a shit. There was a comp to Talise Fawaga last year. At least the tape on Fawaga was consistently good. That's a rant for another day. I said we're doing free agency things today. I'm going to stay on track. GG Gambling. Losers of the day, the Carolina Panthers paying $70 million for an IR spot. That was the thing you did. Highest paid cornerback in the NFL now is J.C. Horn. Come again for Judge Fudge? Could you run that by me one more time? 4 years, $100 million. $70 million guaranteed for J.C. Horn.
You sound insane. Do you realize that? You should be medicated.
Am I the only one that knows that he's played like 12 games in 2 years? It's not that bad. He actually played a lot last year. He's played in his entire career, in 4 years, he's played 37 games out of a potential, math is fun, 68. That is not a high percentage. Had 2 completely wasted years. And if you're one of those that believes in patterns, you got one coming up. Don't like to forecast injuries, but damn, that dude's hurt a lot. The Giants have signed Paulson Adebo. I actually don't hate that. I would like to know the money, but Elon's too busy fixing the government, and I don't have access to Twitter. Oh, Eric came finally. Let's go. Oh, that's a big one. That's a big one. That's a big one. Top center in free agency is off the board. Drew Dahlman is headed to the Bears. Holy shitballs. The Bears just chose violence. You know what, damn it? We're tired of our line blowing dead bears, and we're going to be good. We choose to live. They've added Joe Thuney, Drew Dahlman, and Jonah Jackson in less than a week to Darnell Wright and Braxton Jones, who they already had. I'm just going to be honest with you. I cannot wait to hear the excuse when Caleb Williams does not succeed in this offense. I can't wait to hear it. Well, his fingernails weren't dry. Okay. That's a huge deal for the Chicago Bears. And we have another one. I need like a small bell. Let's see if I can, because this one doesn't deserve the full purge horn. So let's go. Let's see if this works. No, that's a really annoying button. I don't want that. I need a bell that's funny. And that'll work. There we go. That's what you get, Braxton Berrios. 1 year, $2 million deal with the Houston Texans. I have a question. Houston, so the legal tampering period started, and the first thing you thought to do was sign Braxton Berrios. So, okay. That's a thing you did. And I don't know what to do with that. I am going to download this little hotel service desk bell. I'm also going to have one of these. That's what that's how I feel about that. That is bizarre. That is bizarre. Okay. Let's see. We have another super chat, and it is actually something that I can update. If I can find the button. Any word on personalized super chat alerts? Yes, I can update that. We can start doing that for members of the House of Reprehensibles at any time. I need Tank back before I can really enact it, but all of the things are in place. I just need to know what you all want. And before you put it in the chat, just understand that chat goes away for 24 hours as soon as this live stream ends, and the chances of me remembering to go back and look are not great. So if you want to message those to me, send them wherever the case may be. Flying Scotsman said Dahlman was the worst kept secret. I didn't believe it fully until he signed on the dotted line, though. I had heard it a lot, but it was. I struggled to believe that Drew Dahlman was going to go into that scheme, but that's just me. That center gets asked to do a lot. If you don't believe me, go back and watch Frank Ragnow. That's one of those that you could look like an absolute fool in very short order. I like Drew Dahlman a lot, and this is a shitty center market. Let's see. I got to get back to where I was in the chat. Stacy Turbeville, I apologize. I missed your super chat. Said Devontae Adams to the Rams is the most impactful signing. So far, I would agree with you because it's such an improvement over Cooper Kupp. And I think you got a pretty solid deal on him, especially when I see the $30 million a year that DK Metcalf just got from the Pittsburgh Steelers, and they had to give up a second-round pick to get him. You talk about a deal that makes less than 0 cents to me, that's the one. You just put two absolute head cases in the same room with each other, and you paid a second-round pick for the opportunity to pay DK Metcalf $30 million. Ooh, let's play a fun game with DK Metcalf, shall we? I do find it funny that now you search out DK Metcalf so I can go through this. The asking price on DK Metcalf has lowered. No shit. In the last 4 years, how many times does DK Metcalf have over 1,120 yards in a season? Oh, the answer is 0. How many times does he have over 1,000? Oh, the answer is only 2. And it's not that he's missing games. He's there. To me, DK Metcalf's one of the top 5 most overrated players in the NFL. He is such a head case. He is so easy to take out of games. And for every one of those big high-end games that you see where he puts up, and I didn't research what I'm getting ready to say, I'll almost guarantee you I'm right. I will bet you 35+% of his production a year comes out of 3 games. As a guy that's owned him in fantasy football for a lot of years, I feel pretty sure that I'm accurate on this. Come on, ESPN. I've already lost Twitter. I can't be without you in my quiver too. But the short and sweet of this, as my computer attempts to do the 417 things that I'm asking it to do, you basically got Davante Adams for a pretty low commitment, and you didn't give up shit to get him. Davante Adams is a better receiver right now than DK Metcalf, and it's not even close. Now, was Davante going to Pittsburgh? Maybe, because I am hearing a lot of Aaron Rodgers to Pittsburgh. That was the first thing I told Amy last night. She is a Pittsburgh Steeler fan. As soon as DK Metcalf went to Pittsburgh, I went, Aaron Rodgers. Because that's the only one that makes sense. It doesn't make sense that he goes to the New York Giants. I keep hearing, Aaron wants to stick it to the Jets. By going to the Giants? That's not that's like saying you want to stick it to your ex-girlfriend by blowing your dog. Like, I don't really think that did what you wanted it to do. I didn't think of that. I didn't think about that before it came out of my mouth. It actually worked. DK Metcalf game logs. Last year, 3 games over 100 yards. They all came in a row. They came against the Lions, the Dolphins, and the killed New England Patriots. Didn't have another 100-yard game all year. Also only had 3 touchdowns after that. Had 2 touchdowns in those first 300-yard games. Had 3 the rest of the year. 2023. 3 100-yard games. Slew of them below 60. 3 touchdowns in 1 game. 8 overall. DK in 2022. 200-yard games the entire season. In those 200-yard games, he had, just 8 touchdowns. All right, touchdowns were pretty spread out that year, but he only had 6. Then he had 2 in the playoff game that they lost. I don't get it. I don't get it. DK Metcalf to me he's just one of those players that if you play Madden, awesome. He's great in Madden. He's not great in real life. He's just not. He's a top 20 receiver, and you paid him like your top 5. He's not. Okay, getting back to where I was in the chat. Matt Penn, does the Lions releasing Zadarius Smith make it more likely they trade for Hendrickson? They're in on every pass rusher. It's just a question which one. They're going to land one. I'm just not sure which one it is. So as time goes on, just know Detroit's going to be involved on every single one of those. Putting in work with Bill Workman said T. Higgins will not be staying with the Bengals after all this money being thrown at receiver. I can't believe anybody short of Miami would pony up what it would take to get him. I do think New England would do it, but you talk about alienating Joe, alienating Jamar Chase, that would not be good. GG Gambling, Davante Adams might be the scariest pickup for the Rams in a long time. I would argue that was Jared Verse, but I get what you're saying with Davante Adams. Could be a deadly offense. Adding him and Nakua to each other, if you can find somebody to play out of the slot, I do not know why you paid Tutu Atwell so much. And look, I liked Tutu. I don't think you had to pay him that much money. For me, it's not necessarily is a guy good. It's where else was he going to get money like that? I get receiver money's gone crazy. There are a lot of Tutu Atwells out there. There's about 14 of them in this draft. Nobody was paying him that much money. He said also re-signing Alaric Jackson is huge. I agree. The Giants signing Paulson Adebo. I have not seen a number on that yet, though. So if anybody has a number, I would love to hear it. If you're just joining, I am flying pretty blind here because Elon Musk let Twitter die on the first day of free agency. Let's see. Austin Grove said, one would think the pick that Cincinnati would get for Hendrickson is better than 28. I do not. I believe if Detroit was willing to come off 28 straight up for Hendrickson, done deal. You got to remember, you have to devalue guys based on the contract. Oh, we have another one, and this is a pretty big one too. Find the button. B.J. Hill back to the Cincinnati Bengals. 3 years, $33 million, $16 million guaranteed. That's a big deal for Cincinnati. Had they not gotten him back, they would have almost been forced to take Kenneth Grant at 17. Not that they still won't. I don't think they will. I'm looking safety right there. But that's a big signing for them to not be forced into taking another defensive tackle and then having 3 really young guys in a rotation. Patrick Holt asked, is Rodgers going to Pittsburgh? I would say they're the favorite right now. If you put a gun to my head and said this is how the quarterbacks shake out, I would say the 3 rookies are Cam Ward to Cleveland, Shedeur to the Giants, Jackson Dart to the Jets. I have Tyler Shuck going to Seattle and Will Howard going to Cleveland. Or not to Cleveland, to Pittsburgh. I knew it was somebody in that division. I just couldn't place which one it was. I have Aaron Rodgers going to Pittsburgh. I have Sam Darnold going to Tennessee. The Seattle thing doesn't make sense. I keep hearing people talk about Sam Darnold going to Seattle. It doesn't make any sense. So I traded all your receivers, and now I'm going to go pay big money to a quarterback? Why the fuck would I do that? You have Jackson Smith and Jigba and me. I that doesn't make a lick of sense to me. Plus, you have a ton of draft capital. You grow a quarterback with the receivers. You don't throw trust me, as a fan of a team that's done this 1,000 times, you don't try to put a ready-made quarterback in with non-ready-made receivers because the quarterback's not going to make them. The receivers can make the quarterback. The quarterback can't make the receivers unless it's Pat Mahomes. And even he struggles with that, as evidenced by this past year. Yeah, he made it to the Super Bowl. How'd it go once he got there? Gambit fan. So about Myles Garrett wanting to go to a winner. No. You didn't understand him. He said he wanted to go to a winner if the money was equal. Now, if you're going to do something fucking stupid and pay me $40 million a year, okay. I mean, good God Almighty, there's a price for everybody. For the right amount of money, I'll go stand on Tunnel Road in a tutu and sing I'm a Little Teapot. I mean, I'm not doing it for $5, but you come off something with a comma, we can talk. All right, I have another little one. The Washington Commanders have reached an agreement with Jevon Kinlaw. Awesome. And that will be the last time he is ever talked about. After watching him for a year, that might be the most infuriating guy I've ever seen in my life. David L. Chris Ballard said he would change things up. Looks like it's more of the same. Watch all the good players sign elsewhere and then try to get the best of the bottom of the barrel. Indianapolis not losing enough either to be on the wrong side of the compensation formula. So I don't get it. Let's see. Whole lot of Drew Dahlman there. Let's see. Isaiah Crandall said Godwin left $20 million on the table from the Patriots. Holy shit balls. That's a lot of money to leave on the table. Gambit fan. Also, what is it with the Steelers and head case wide receivers? Like, you can sign a wide receiver that isn't completely off his rocker. I don't disagree with you. They really like to draft him too. I've also always wondered, is it that they're crazy or you're driving them crazy? Look, I did an NIL deal with George Pickens the year before he went into the draft. Was he the most mature kid I've ever met? No. He was a nice kid. He was very easy to deal with. Then he went to Pittsburgh and became a complete lunatic. Just saying. After, it's kind of like guys saying, it's something about me recruits crazy women. Well, are they crazy coming in or are they crazy going out because you made them crazy? Just saying. Pelicans Nola said the Carolina Kitty Cats always overpaying. Oh, you have to. It's not a free agent destination. I don't really understand overpaying J.C. Horn because you had really good leverage there. But you do have to overpay. Patrick, whole new line for the Bears. And Flying Scotsman said that Bears interior is now not an excuse. Exactly. We have one of these. Oh my God. I'm gonna give the appropriate sound to Soaring Eagle. For the super chat, which is Kinlaw, 3 years, $45 million, $30 million guaranteed, which
You sound insane. Do you realize that? You should be medicated.
what? Jevon, there should be somebody missed a decimal point. That's supposed to be 3 years, $4.5 million. What in the high holy hell? He's got pictures of somebody doing something horrible to a horse. Good God Almighty. That is, we are already, we got a line in the sand. By the way, anybody else see the irony of they've moved off Daron Payne? They cut Jonathan Allen. They signed a worse defensive tackle for significant money. But okay, whatever. I like Adam Peters. I saw him at the combine. Super nice guy. Super smart guy. But that one doesn't make any damn sense. Let's see. Flying Scotsman said Braxton's are real people too. I don't disagree. It's just as a man that pulls for a team that had Braxton Berrios, the best thing about him is his return skills and his game. And if you are not familiar with his game, you can Google it and you will see it quickly. Because I remember when he was with the Jets, he was doing real good in the DMs, bruh. I remember his girlfriend was an absolute fucking smoke show. And I couldn't get over the fact he looked like a Backstreet Boy reject. And his girlfriend was like an inch taller than him and just smoking hot. Let's see. Soaring Eagle said the Texans signing Berrios with Diggs potentially leaving. It's like, we're closing the local Wendy's. Let's change our Friday nights to the local Del Taco. Ugh. Yikes. Wendy's awesome. Del Taco, not so much. Oof, Del Taco. My stomach just rolled. If you don't have a Del Taco in your area, just take Chipotle, multiply it by Taco Bell, and then just cover it in habanero sauce. They've actually thought about giving Del Taco could sponsor colonoscopies all over the world. Nobody would bat an eye. Stone Sports Podcast said free agency opens and Twitter dies. Yes. And now I'm getting like a whole, the web server is dead. The host has an error and I can't see jack shit. Which, you know, that's not awesome. It'd be good if old brother Elon could get his servers up to date. Because, you know, this is like one of the 5 days all year that you're actually relevant. Anyway, back to the chat. Austin Groves talking about Jonah Jackson. He wasn't the best guy in Detroit. No, the thing I remember is that he knows Ben Johnson really, really well. That's a culture setter. That's why I think he went to get Jonah Jackson. It's not necessarily, and what tells me that he doesn't necessarily think he's a super high-end guard. Look what he put around him. He went and got Cho Thuney, who, might fall off a cliff in a year or two. He's still a high-level guard. Drew Dahlman, best center on the market. Jonah Jackson, he's here to set a culture. He's still a fine player, but that's he knows what I expect. Stephen Towse said, can my sound be Deadpool saying I'm touching myself tonight? I can't do that for the ESPN show. but the Chiefs are apparently signing Elijah Mitchell. You know what? I'm going to give that one of these. I like the idea of him and Pacheco together. I've always said Elijah Mitchell was one of the most underrated running backs in the NFL. You know what's not underrated? Twitter doing its job. Hey, Twitter, it'd be awesome if you would go. I'm beholden to how fast people can write articles, like little small ones. That's all I got. Thanks for making my job easy today, Elon. You cut too much at Doge, and maybe you should reapportion some of those people that work at Twitter. Stop calling it X. It's ridiculous. Dark Soldier asked, do you think DK's drama vibe will be toned down with Tomlin? I don't, because I think it's who he is. I really do. I don't think he can help it. He is a very emotional guy. It was actually I went back, I guess it was 2 years ago now. I went back and read my eval on DK Metcalf, and emotional was one of the first words that I brought up. And it was because I heard it a lot. Of this kid's emotions get the best of him. That's not a good thing, especially not when you got George Pickens on the other side, who is the same exact guy. A lot of people laughing at the blowing your dog. Yes, look, it came out of my mouth. If it offended you, I'm shocked that you're here. Because if that offended you, there's a whole lot of other shit I'm getting ready to say that's probably going to offend you more. Elijah Mitchell, 1 year up to 3.5. Jonathan Allen's visiting with the Vikings. Interesting. He would be a nice fit up there. Sergeant Skullcrusher, if you were the Bears, would you have rather drafted a center inside of Side Dahlman? How does this center draft class look? Let's see. I want to make sure that before I give this metaphor that I have thought about it and I've weighed the pros and cons of what I'm getting ready to say. Okay, I'm ready to go. This year's center class is like you're preparing for an arranged marriage and your only selection is one of Kathy Bates' daughters, and they all look like her at 23 years old. Biologically women, yes. They are technically guys that could play in this league. Are any of them any good? Not really. The bad thing is I think the best player is 5'10" Willie Lampkin. But then you get Jared Wilson that runs fast at the combine. Now he's going to go in round 2 to somebody. And then you get like 5 that are exactly the same guy. Jonah Monheim, Majors from Texas, McLaughlin from Ohio State. I actually really like the 2 smaller school kids, Slater and Vinson, who I think they both could play center. Don't necessarily know that that's their best position. But yes, Sergeant Skullcrusher, the Bears, they addressed a huge need, and I love when teams do that in the free agency, especially when they have a top 10 pick, because then you just let the board come to you. Where bad teams become bad teams forever is they keep reaching on guys at positions that they don't belong. I keep hearing that Ashton Genty's drop dead as the Bears at 10. Okay. If you're telling me he runs behind that line, RB1. He will be a top 5 pick in fantasy drafts next year, and he should be behind that line. You mix that with a little smattering of DeAndre Swift, good enough. Good enough. You want to go get a pass rusher in the draft? Awesome. There's 20 of them. But not having to shoehorn Kelvin Banks, not having to shoehorn whoever fell there. I'm good with it. I like what the Bears have done so far. They're doing quite nicely in free agency so far. Rob Johnson said the Commanders need pass rushers. Yes, they do. Interested to see where that money goes. I have not gotten another update. If you're wondering why we haven't had a horn or anything like that, I still have no Twitter. So don't quite know what everybody at the old tweet's doing today, but it's apparently not working on their servers. GG Gambling, Tutu Atlas is more of an outside the numbers guy. Also, look at the production. Tutu and Puka had when Cup and Higbee were hurt. They were winning, and they just jammed Cup back in. I don't disagree with you. I thought Cooper Kupp was a shell of himself. That's why I was laughing at this premise that anybody was going to trade anything for him. Did you watch him? He looks 80 years old. So I don't disagree with you. I don't mind Tutu. I just didn't like that contract. Jimothy said, just trying to help with the signings. I appreciate you because I have no access to shit right now, which is really annoying. Gigi said he assumes it's Devontae and Tutu on the outside, Puka in the slot, Higbee being the safety net. I wouldn't be so sure it's Higbee. Don't be shocked if you add a tight end. I heard that a lot over the last few days. This does not deserve the bighorn, so we'll go smaller horn. Jimmy Garoppolo back to the Los Angeles Rams. Tried to find a starting job, found none. Goes back to LA. Isaiah Crandall, any more trades coming in the coming days? Absolutely. The rumors about Ayuk, look, I'm not going to tell you it's not going to happen. I'll just tell you the report I got at the combine was it was Debo or Ayuk, not both. So if somebody comes in and blows them away, maybe. I just can't imagine anybody's going to do that. Ayuk coming off an injury. He just got paid. San Francisco's on the hook for a ton of holy shit. Oh boy. Oh boy. Man, New England, I never want you to change. You get money, and I swear to God, you are like a child in a candy store. Robert Spillane has agreed to a 3-year, $37 million deal with the New England Patriots. That's a thing you did. Wow. And look, before anybody throws shade at me, I'm not saying I don't like Robert Spillane as a player. I'm saying he is a limited player. We all damn well know that. And you just signed him to huge money. $12 million for an off-ball linebacker. Are you fucking kidding me? He couldn't cover me. He's a first 2-down linebacker. Those are not hard to find. I get it. He's a good guy. He's really good against the run. That's not $12 million a year. That is terrible. Yikes. And just I saw the signing before I saw the super jet. Soaring Eagle breaking the Robert Spillane news. I appreciate that. I apologize that I missed your super chat before I saw that. Oh, we have another big one. I do believe there's a big one coming down. Let's see. I got to wait for the number on the one that I just saw. David Evans Olson, would you say it's better for the Steelers to get Rodgers or Darnold if they can? Depends on what you're planning on doing. If you're committed to Tomlin, you're committed to the receivers, you're committed to everybody, I go Darnold. Because Rodgers, you need another solution in a year. You want a chance to win a Super Bowl? I still think Aaron Rodgers has it in him. Not to win one, but to be competitive for one. So I would say Darnold for the long term, probably Aaron in a 1 year. I'll just tell you, Sam Darnold does not love the East Coast. So, Stone Sports Podcast said he thinks Darnold either goes to Vegas or Tennessee. Vegas would have made sense before the Geno Smith thing, but with Geno Smith, it doesn't. So, Tennessee makes a ton of sense. Gambit fan said, Mike Gesicki got an extension with the Bengals. Wrong pass catcher. Andreas Pinckney said, can't find anything to confirm a Debo to the Giants. I have not either. Bangus Garchi said, we're in a frenzy for sure. That is no doubt. It is. Oh, we got another one of these. Because this one's official. The Jacksonville Jaguars have signed Jordan Lewis to a 3-year deal. Financials not known yet. At least not known to me. Oh, am I going to get one shot at Twitter? No. There we go. That's fun. Thanks, Elon. Of all days for Twitter to be dead. I'm dumbfounded by that. Let's see. Soaring Eagle said, fuck, now if we don't get Dre Greenlaw, we have to draft an inside linebacker at 20. Don't be so sure of that. Because there's a sign, it's not done yet, but there's a signing coming that I think really takes that away. Sir Jimothy said, how can we go about getting a line from a local artist? Jimothy, you just have to send it to me. I just have to be able to put it in the server. The server is here. So none of that has to do with going into iHeart or anything like that. I just got to put it in this. Which I did just realize I could have the sounds in the box in front of me instead of firing them directly off my computer. But Slasher, I like Spillane too. I don't like Spillane for $12 million. That's insanity. That's a $5 million player because he's a first 2-down linebacker. He cannot cover at all. Ryan Fay said apparently Rodgers is close to a deal with Pittsburgh. I have heard a lot about that, and I know the odds went nuts as soon as the DK Metcalf trade happened. But I have not. We do have some traction. Steelers Depot. I know those guys. The Steelers are close to a deal with Aaron Rodgers. That's the one place that makes sense for him. I'm telling you, if he doesn't go there, I don't know if there's a landing spot that makes sense. Seattle, stop. That team with no DK, they're not. That's not a competitive team. Like, you have no receivers whatsoever, but we have a lot of draft picks. Awesome. That doesn't make you better than 2 teams in your own division, probably 3. By the way, you remember that slide to San Francisco I told you was coming? They were the 3rd one that I didn't know if Seattle was better than. You're not better than Tampa Bay, not at this point. You're not better than, to me, any of the teams in the North. You're not better than Washington or Philadelphia. Why the fuck would Aaron Rodgers sign up for that? That doesn't make any sense. Gambit fan, is this a bad time to mention that Twitter's working perfectly for me? No, apparently it is regional servers that are down. I just so happen to be in one of those servers that it is down. Oh, but I do get one bite at the apple because my notifications just updated. And thankfully, it's all the shit that I already knew. Okay, well, that's solid. It means I haven't missed anything. Dark Soldier, think Kansas City gets rid of Worthy after his domestic abuse allegations? No, I do not. No charges were filed. I have heard things on that, but I can't confirm them. So I am not in the. I got a little flack for this about Mike Green. I'm not in the business of crucifying guys because I'm not a cop. So it's not my job to investigate these guys. All I can tell you is what I've heard, and I err on the side of caution. That's it. Let's see. Randy Lutz didn't get it on the offensive combine show, but Ratledge didn't get as much love as I thought he should have after the combine. Why not? There are a couple reasons for that. One, this interior offensive line class has been flooded because now a lot more people are seeing Will Campbell as a guard. More people are seeing Kelvin Banks is a guard. Look, Ratledge is fine. The problem is that he's very limited. I shouldn't have said it. I don't agree with what I just said. I think Ratledge is a solid stand-up double with absolutely no potential of being a home run. And guys get kind of weird about giving love there. So I still like Ratledge. I have a third-round grade on him. I think he's a high-end third-round pick. He's also got a sweet head of lettuce. But I'm not shocked that he didn't get the love. There's very little sexy there. Lutz also said local Pats guys are mad about DK. I feel like New England dodged the bullet there. Would not have been a good fit here. Yeah, and I wouldn't have liked the fit with Drake May either. Let's see. Stone Sports said, great player face, super underrated. Talking about Robert Spillane here. Patriots were horrible against their run. He's exactly what they need in the middle of the field, especially if Bentley comes back healthy. I don't disagree with anything you just said there. It's all about the money. The money's the problem. Do you not remember what you did the last time you had money? You threw money at these duct tape fixes, and they all sprung water within 10 weeks. All of them. Do you realize how easy it is to get a guy that's plus against the run? Let's just, for argument's sake, let's look at my linebacker rankings, shall we? Jahad Campbell, good against the run. Jalen Walker, not good against the run. Demetrius Knight, animal. Carson Schlesinger, meh. I think he's better against the pass. I think he can hold up against the run. Chris Paul, dog. Jeffrey Bassa, good. Barrett Carter, dog against the run. Why would you not just go Barrett Carter in the 4th round? You have bigger freaking needs. It's not a running league. Running the ball is not what beats the New England Patriots. Doesn't help. But you're investing. It's all about asset management. And I get it. The high-end guys are gone. Then stop trying to hit grand slams and just hit a shitload of doubles. Robert Spillane at $12 million is not a double. That's falling the ball off the plate and it hits you in the dick. All right, I want to prove a point here. Just because I know people are going to say I'm a hater. And I am to a point. All right, actively, your highest paid linebackers in the NFL. This is APV per year. Robert Spillane is now the 7th highest paid linebacker in the freaking league. Behind Roquan Smith, Fred Warner, Tremaine Edmonds, Jamien Sherwood, who just got paid yesterday. He's 25 years old, and he's the green dot in the Aaron Glenn defense. Matt Milano, who shouldn't be making that much money, and Patrick Wayne, who shouldn't be either. You're talking about this guy making more money than JOK, more money than Levante David, more money than Logan Wilson, more money than CJ or than Demario Davis. Sorry, I had a bad one in there. Drake Greenlaw, Derek Barnes. All these guys are 3-down backers. You're paying a 2-down guy. That doesn't make any sense. It's not that he's not a great player. It's that the value's not there. Oh, we finally have it. I was afraid this was coming for you, for our Saint fan friends. We have an official. New York Giants have agreed to a deal with Paulson Adebo. Coming off a broken femur, but had shown some great potential. Let's see. I think I'm almost to the bottom of the chat here. Oh my good God. That can't be real. I won't believe that's real until I see that on a Twitter timeline. I'm not going to believe it. Because that is fucking lunacy. Please, God, tell me that's not true. New England, you're off the hook. New England, you are off the hook. Wow. Wow. Timothy O'Toole says 4 years, $82 million for Dan Moore. To the Tennessee Titans, $50 million guaranteed. I'm about to go on if I can confirm that, I'm going on a rant that we have not, that apocalyptic level rant on the Tennessee Titans. It also appears that Milton Williams is going to the Carolina Panthers. What a pickup for Carolina. That's a big, see, that, all the Carolina fans that told me I was stupid because, well, you can't draft Mason Graham without having the zero tech. Milton Williams is the zero tech. That just opened up Graham at 8. So now you can have a fantastic front three. Build out the middle of that defense. J.C. Horn, add another corner on the other side. That's really, really good. Now, I am scared to know what the number is there. Oh boy, yeah, the Dan Moore thing's for real. That's real. That's big boy talk. Because Ian Rappaport apparently just tweeted it out. I can't see it. Yikes. Okay, I'm gonna need a beverage for this, so I'm gonna play an ad. We're gonna take a 3.5 minute break. I'm gonna get my brain wrapped around this Dan Moore thing, and I'll be right back. So everybody hang with me. I will be back. We'll keep doing this I have a remote at 5 today. We can do this for a bit. So give me 3.5 minutes and we'll be right back. Dan fucking Moore.
I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in the cradles, profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Take my eyes open to force reality. Why can't you just let me eat my weight in glee? I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. Some days I feel skinnier than all the other days. Sometimes I can't tell if my body belongs to me. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Content, hold your breath and feel the tension. Devils hide behind redemption. Honesty is a one-way gate to hell. I wanna taste consumption. Breathe faster to waste oxygen. Hear the children sing aloud. It's music till the wick burns out. Be carefree lately, yeah. Just kicking up daisies. Got one too many quarters in my pockets. Count 'em like the four-leaf clovers in my locket. Untied laces, yeah. Just tripping on daydreams. Got dirty little lullabies playing on repeat. Might as well just ride around the nursery and count sheep.
Okay. I've gotten my thoughts together. I'm going to say some mean shit about the Tennessee Titans. So I think we should mentally, if you are a Titans fan, I need it to be known that what I'm going to say is not an indictment on Dan Moore. I like Dan Moore as a player. He's not a tackle. He's never been a tackle. He never will be a tackle. This is a kid that is sub-average as a pass and run blocker, and you just gave him $50 million guaranteed. $20.5 million per year. Let's just look at the tackle market. And I'm looking specifically at left tackle because you obviously paid him to play that. Here's the list of offensive tackles that will make more money than Dan Moore next year. Trent Williams, first ballot Hall of Famer, best left tackle in the league. Christian Darrisaw, coming off an injury, but elite. Laramie Tunsil, Andrew Thomas, Jordan Mailata, Garrett Bowles is right in line with you. That's it. That's it. Oh, by the way, this is a guy that was playing a position for the Pittsburgh Steelers that I, honest to God, have said you need to sign somebody to slide him into guard. And do you know why it happened? Do you know why you have to do this? It's very simple. The reason that this happens is because you thought you were smarter than everybody in the NFL last year, and you signed and you drafted J.C. Latham at 6. That's why. Because you figured out in 1 year, oh, shit. You know, all those smart-ass draft people that tried to tell us this, they weren't wrong. So now you're going to slide J.C. Latham over to the right side. You got Dan Moore, Peter Skoronski, Nicholas Petit-Frere. I guess he can hand dudes Gatorade. And this all falls back on this just absolutely mind-bogglingly stupid handful of years where you had John Robinson, then you fired him. You brought in Rand Carthon, you fired him. And now you've got Mike Borgonzi. If I was a Tennessee Titan fan, I swear to God, I'd be setting season tickets on fire right now. I'm angry for you, and I'm not even a fan of your team. I just live close to you. A soaring eagle bomb. That's what I'm going to start calling those. Because we have one of these. Carlton Davis, 3 years, $60 million, $34.5 million guaranteed, $20 million a year with the New England Patriots. That's a bigger deal than anybody's going to make it, because you know what that just did? It took Travis Hunter off the board for them. Unless they view him as a wide receiver primarily, that means they don't think Travis Hunter's going to be there at 4. Or they're out and he could fall all the way to 5, which, by the way, would be the most insane thing I've ever seen in my life. That is a big deal, not necessarily in that the deal itself. Carlton Davis was going to, there was a risk he was going to sign with the Jets. Because look, Aaron Glenn was his coordinator in Detroit. That's a big deal for New England because it really moves the needle for the draft. Man, we went some stupid money there. Just for a handful of minutes. I'm glad New England brought us back to making some sense, Carlton Davis, because that deal, I actually like that deal a lot. 3 years, $30 million on Jordan Lewis to the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm not jumping up and down about it. I'm not mad about it. It's fine. I'm still stuck on Dan Moore. And you know what's funny? One of Dan Moore's coaches in high school wanted to get on our draft coverage the year he was drafted. I didn't see it in time. I tried to get him for like day 3. We missed the connection. I've always regretted that. I don't have a problem with Dan Moore. I think he's a fine NFL football player. He's not a left tackle. Oh, boy. Stone Sports Podcast had the same open door more for 80 fucking million. Ronnie Stanley got less. Wow. That's a lot. Let's see. I'm scrolling through the chat. Stone Sports Podcast said, if I'm Drake May, I'm not playing this year. Not going to lie to you. I don't disagree. We have a poll on ESPN.com right now that I'm watching in live action. Which team will Aaron Rodgers play quarterback for in 2025? The Pittsburgh Steelers are dominating this poll. As well they should be. Let's see. There's all the Carlton Davis things. Soaring Eagle. Let's see. So, 605 Streaming Podcast said the Bears overpaid for Dahlman at center. They keep saying the same thing every year. They're better than the Vikings and the Lions. The only thing I'll tell you about Dahlman is that this center market is so bad that you had to know he was going to get overpaid. Chicago also has money. Chicago also has very light needs by comparison. So I'm not going to tell you they didn't overpay. I don't disagree with you there. The market kind of dictated that because every other center is kind of the same thing. Soaring Eagle asks, which is worse, the Kinlaw deal or the Moore deal? I'll say it's the Moore deal because it's more guaranteed money. It also ties you. Basically, Mike Morganzi just tied his administration and Brian Callahan's job to Dan Moore's ability to play left tackle. Yay! I'm good on any of that. And I'll be honest with you, if I was Brian Callahan, I would not feel awesome about what just happened. And look, that offensive line's been dog shit for years. But throwing bad money at it doesn't make it better. And that's bad money. No matter how anybody looks at it, it's bad money. Oh, and 605 said the Dahlman deal's worse than Kinlaw and Moore. I could not disagree with you more on that. Drew Dahlman's one of the best players in the league at his position. Jevon Kinlaw and Dan Moore are not even close to that. I don't think either one of them's in the top 35 at their position. I don't even think Dan Moore is a starting left tackle in this league. Alex S. loves the Kinlaw signing. I go ahead and tell you, I do not. As a fan of the team that he just played for, he was irrelevant last year and made some just absolutely dumb ass, like at the worst possible time, would make the ungodly late hit on a quarterback or any of those things. It's mind boggling. I can't believe he got that. I can't believe he got that kind of deal from Washington. Tay asked, how you feeling about the J.C. Horn deal? I don't understand paying him that much money. I don't understand how J.C. Horn is the highest paid cornerback in the NFL. I do understand that you're Carolina. You have to overpay for guys. It's actually why I keep trying to refresh to see what the Milton Williams money is, because I am real curious what that looks like. But it's a lot of money for an injury-prone player. So, but when he's good, he's good. And if you're Carolina, you don't really have a hope without him. Now, look, if you told me right now J.C. Horn plays no games next year, there's no path that defense is good. And I'll be honest with you, if I was his agent, that would have been what I would have been fighting about. That would have been my shtick, is there's no path that you can be good defensively without me. Let's see. Austin Groves, who leads Seattle's offense this season at quarterback? Sam Howell would be the leader in the clubhouse for me. Drew Lock was the backup with the Giants last year. Do they draft someone? I just don't know who it's going to be. I don't think Jackson Dart's going to be there at 18. And I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know why nobody else is picking up on this. At the combine, nobody specifically told me Jackson Dart was going to go in the top 10. That's one of those, and I'll be honest with you, I think I do a better job of this than some other people, because they're so afraid of being wrong. I don't give a fuck about being wrong. I've been wrong about a lot of stuff, and I'll admit it wholeheartedly. I mean, look, years ago, one of the first stories I ever broke was about Bradley Beal being traded. I had heard it. It came to me from a source when I was still covering the NBA draft that he was going to Miami. Well, it burned up in flames. And that's where I started, okay, let's start doing things that make sense. So now I need it to be said from somebody reliable, but it also has to make sense. I also kept getting told, well, Jackson Dart's surging up boards. Oh, yeah, because we have been so realistic with quarterbacks over the years. Kenny Pickett went at 20. Kenny Pickett shouldn't have gone at 120. So you're telling me a guy that should go at 20 is not going to go at 7? Believe it when I see it. Let's see. Tony Turntable, or wait a minute. Tay, in 2020, the Saints signed Drew Brees for $50 million over 2 years. Today, the Titans gave $50 million over 2 years to Dan Moore Jr. What a time to be alive, ain't it? I missed my calling. I should have been a mediocre offensive lineman. You live and you learn, I suppose. Tony Turntable said, hoping Seattle drafts Dart or Shuck. And his name is spelled Shough. I was borderline his agent of people going, how do you pronounce this Sour Kid's last name? Shuck. It's Shuck. It rhymes with fuck. That's the easiest way to remember it. I've been on that kid for a long time, so it was real easy. If you remember, I once said he would be a number 1 overall pick as well. I do like the chances of Seattle taking a shot on him. He's an older kid. If I'm not mistaken, and I could be wrong on this, I think Tyler Shuck's older than Sam Howell. He is. Tyler Shuck's older than Sam Howell. So I wouldn't in any way be shocked if they did that in, say, the second round, because now they have 2 second-round picks. Alex S. Kinlaw has potential and could fit an athletic scheme with Quinn. The money makes 0 sense. The problem with Kinlaw is that he's been in the same system. So he went from San Francisco, he went to New York. He's just not good in it. All right, like, I get it, Robert Saleh thought he fit in that. He doesn't. He doesn't. So, you know what? If you put him in that Quinn system, maybe he does. Because you're going to be kicking him out most likely because he is not a zero tech under any circumstances. Maybe he does fit better in a role like he's going to have in Washington. I don't know. I don't like the chances of it, but That's a lot of money. Gambit said, if I'm the Seahawks, I'd stick with Sam Howell. You want to be bad this season. I agree with you. I don't think Sam Howell's going to be the reason you're bad, but I'm also not throwing bad money at Aaron Rodgers or I don't. The Sam Darnold thing doesn't make any sense to me, and it never has. I could be proven wrong. I've been proven wrong many times before. Oh, do we have Twitter back? I think we have Twitter back. Let's go. I have Twitter back. Let's go. That certainly helps on this day. Oh, on this day more than any other day. It looks like we're caught up on news. Adam Schefter just tweeted that signing Dan Moore allows J.C. Latham to move to his natural position. Well, what the hell? You mean that thing I said at the draft last year? J.C. Latham's not a left tackle. Oh, we've gone through all the big names because I just got an alert that the Chargers punter just got signed. Oh, let's see. Alex S. has an interview soon. Hopefully I should be the next person with a better contract. Wish me luck. Good luck, Alex S. Everyone needs a better contract. I need a better agent because I am my own agent. And my agent gets pissed off so easily. That's not true. I have great sponsors. I don't need an agent. I have one, but I don't need one. Let's see. Sorry, I realized the rest of the world was actually happening around me, and I had about 400 text messages. None of them pressing, but let's see. Get back into the comments. Stephen Tao said fans of good teams like to laugh when bad teams overpay because we don't know what that's like. Look, even the good teams, y'all overpay guys too. It happens, just not nearly as often. Randy Lutz annoyed that New England's not going to land Milton Williams. Coming out of this with Williams and Godwin would have been meh last night, and now neither one will happen. Yeah, you're going to come out of this with Robert Spillane and Carlton Davis. If I'd have told you that last night, you would have been really unhappy. I am seeing no new movement, which means we've had a little lull in the action. Ian Rappaport just tweeted out, I have no idea what anyone saw or read, but I think we're back. Also, we're on TV, so please watch. They are on TV. We're on YouTube. Throw them on the TV, throw us here. It's fine. Detroit Fan Man said, I'm married. I also don't give a rip about being wrong. Happens damn near every day. Does to me as well. Thankfully, I have a very, very patient wife that she doesn't hold my wrongs against me very often. Alex S. said Milton's contract will be $1 bajillion in Michael Jordan's left hand. It's not good. Gave me the angina. Just gave me a little, not good. Alex Majabi. Feels like the Chargers have to draft a wide receiver now with Adams and Metcalf gone. We better sign someone to the interior today. The Chargers don't have a ton of money. So I don't know that I mean, you signed J.K. Scott. Does J.K. Scott help? Is that good enough? Sorry. My team hasn't done anything either. And I don't look for them to do anything. If they do something, it's going to be something that probably makes me angry. Let's see. David L. said Tyler rhymes with fuck is 25. Yes, he is. Rob Johnson, Jeremy, how are you going to feel if Justin? Nope, I'm not saying that out loud, because if I don't say it out loud, it's not real. It's not real. And all of you that keep trying to tell me that,
You sound insane. Do you realize that? You should be medicated. This house is a prison!
I'm not. Nope. I got a lot of jokes in at Tank's expense when they signed Baker Mayfield. And I feel like that has the chickens are coming home to roost written all over it. So it's not good. Randy Lutz said this also allows the Titans to move Jalen Duncan back to the bench, which is his natural position. I would agree with you on that. Andreas Pinckney talking about his New Orleans Saints, the one free agent you needed to keep, you let go to the Giants. Thank you, Mickey Loomis, you moron. Now watch him overpay to keep Chase Young. I'm not going to lie. One of the texts I just got was that Chase Young could end up back with the Saints. It also appears that I'll be doing a few other shows this week that are not just mine. And we've got some updates to schedule coming up. Tank and I obviously our schedules have been nuts. So we're trying to figure out how everything goes to the draft and then how everything goes after the draft. So he and I will be doing a remote tonight. If you're in the Asheville area, the 2025 Ingles Southern Conference Basketball Championships comes to a close tonight. And I'm not going to lie to you, we got a matchup we didn't expect. Furman and Wofford tonight here in Asheville. Tank and I will be there from 5 to 7 in the Ingles fan zone, and we will be courtside for the game with our lovely wives. Usually it's like a big sports freaks, sportsocracy combo thing. Well, the sports freaks are now in Hendersonville, so they cannot join us live. We're hoping Mike Morgan will slide in for the final, though, but we'll have our wives with us. So Mrs. Tank and Mrs. Mullet joining us tonight. Let's see. Lost track. There it is. Stone Sports said Godwin left $20 million on the table in New England to stay in Tampa. That's how shitty we are. I'm dumbfounded that he left that much money on the table. Just absolutely awestruck. Stone said, we're going to throw a bag at Cam Robinson and I'm going to give myself splinters. I'm not 100% sure what that means, but doesn't sound good. And I agree with you wholeheartedly. You're going to throw a bag at Cam Robinson. I'm shocked that we have not had any, that the movement just subsided here for a short period of time. Rob Johnson said, here's a take. Josh Allen shouldn't have gotten another deal until he beats the Chiefs in the playoffs. That deal for Josh Allen is going to be such a value by the end of it. Look, he still had 4 years on the deal anyway. So now you look at the extension. I mean, he was signed till 2028 in the first place. It's a lot. It's a lot. I'm looking at the breakdown now. He is signed. This is according to Spotrac. Said basically that he signed through 30. Now, I don't believe that's accurate, but I could be wrong. That deal's going to be a hell of a value come the end of it, though. Oh, Morgan Moses to the New England Patriots. That was one the Jets wanted. The Jets wanted him back for sure. I'm not seeing that reported anywhere. But I'm also having to check about 5 sites at the same time, so. See if I can get an update on that one. Morgan Moses. That would be a solid right tackle. Yep. 3 years, $24 million deal. That's solid. The injury issues with him scare me a little bit, but that's per Mike Garafolo. Worth up to $28.5 million. Moses getting another bag. There's nothing wrong with that. That does bring Armin Mimbu into the discussion at 7 for the Jets, though. Or kicking Elijah Vera Tucker out to tackle. And brings Will Campbell into play. Let's see. Stone City thinks the Patriots signed Grady Jarrett with Davin Godchaux traded. That wouldn't shock me. It wouldn't shock me at all. I think Grady Jarrett's going to have interest, though, and I do think there's a great chance he wants to play for a contender. Danny Finn's fan, that would be so awesome for you having to root for nope. As a Jet. Why do you want to root on my pain? Have I not suffered enough? I just went through 2 years of Aaron Rodgers, which was, I don't know, like your wife hyping you up for 6 months that it was going to be special times. And then what'd you get? Colonoscopy. With no lube. Just, was that not enough pain for me? Need to see more. Okay. Don't understand why. Whatever do to you, Danny Fitz fan. Randy Lutz said Ronnie Stanley left the most money on the table this offseason. I would agree with that. Chase Young played well last season. I think he'd be a good fit in Staley's system. I don't disagree with you. I'm really curious what that number looks like. Rob Johnson Fields did throw some nice balls to Garrett Wilson at Ohio State, if that makes you feel any better. Rob, buddy, you're one of my favorite people. You're an OG of this show.
You sound insane. Do you realize that? You should be medicated.
No. I don't want that to happen. And if I don't say it out loud, I feel like it can't happen. And so that's what I'm going. That's what I'm going under, is that idea. Randy Lutz, if you're Greg Russo, are you firing your agent today? Wait 1 day, might have been able to get 5 more per year after Miles and Max signings. What were the terms on the Russo deal? I got it right here. 4 years, 80. I mean, he wasn't getting more than that. I mean, look, he's good. He's still super young. And he won't even be 25 years old until next month. But even then, I don't think he was getting, he might have gotten a little more. I don't think it would have been substantially more. You got the deal done. We're good. We didn't know that Cleveland was going to reset the market. By the way, anybody else see the irony that Cleveland's reset the market on quarterbacks and non-quarterbacks and won 21 games in those 3 years? Sorry. And 11 of them were in one season. But who's counting? Elon just confirmed Twitter has been hit with a massive cyber attack. You know who I blame? Hillary fucking Clinton. If you'd just shown us those damn emails, that shit would have happened. But here we are. You got terrorists hitting Twitter on NFL free agency day. Okay? This is when politics becomes real. When your bullshit overflows into my football. That is a rant that somebody should be clipped and put into an opener one day. Let's see. Yes, the new Allen contract is through 2020, which means they basically ripped up the last one, which is insane to me. Stephen Tout, Ronnie Stanley also only plays 8 games a year. One of the things I've always loved about Stephen Tout is he is one of the more realistic fans I think I've ever met. The people listening to the show are fantastic at that. And that is very true. I'm not sure what Ronnie Stanley would have gotten because he's hurt all the time. Okay. Stephen Tao said, if you don't smash that like button, Justin Fields will be your quarterback next year. I hit it on my own video just to preclude that from happening. Gambit said, Jeremy, you have not suffered enough. The Jets are God's gift to the NFL that just keeps giving. I'm not reading that. I'm not doing. Oh boy. Oh, that's a big old biggin. Oh, if that's true, that's a big old biggin. That is not the big old biggin I was looking for. From Adam Schefter, Isaiah Rodgers has reached a 2-year, $15 million deal with the Minnesota Vikings. Yay. Good for you. You still have a massive need at corner. That's always like a real tale of how much does the signing matter. Do you still have a big ass need even after you do it? I'm seeing a lot of, but not from anybody I trust. God, if that's true. For those of you asking about a cornerback that used to play for my New York Jets, I have not seen when Ari Maroff is that's the high side. There it is. Ian Rappaport. DJ Reed has signed with the Detroit Lions. Mike Garafolo had it as well. That's solid. That is solid. That's a good signing by the Lions. That secondary could actually low-key be really good. The only thing that worries me is I don't think DJ Reed's a 1. And I never thought that. I thought he played really well as a 2, and Kentarian Arnold hold him as a 2. You're also going to see the days of considerable man in Detroit are Dunskies. Because DJ Reed's not a man corner. He is a straight-up zone guy. Soaring Eagle really wanting the Broncos to announce Tally Hufanga. What's funny is I heard that an hour ago, but no one's reported it. I like that signing a lot by the Detroit Lions. All right, we got everything sorted out with tonight. So, in the last hour, we'll do another 45 minutes to an hour of this. I'll do grades for the signings. We'll do like a minute on all of them. So get in the chat the signings that you want us to grade. And I keep saying us. I'm here by myself. That you want me to grade. And we'll do those in the last hour of the show. And thank you for everyone joining us. It's always so flattering on a day like this where you have so many options of where to get your content. And you guys join in with us. I appreciate it so much. And I promise you, before I go any further, I do want to ask a question. All right, so I threw out the first handful of 3-round mocks after the combine. They didn't do as well as the others, so I'm going to ask a question. Would it be better if I re-recorded them today, like moving forward the rest of this week? Put them out over the next week, post-free agency, 4-round, or keep with the 3-rounders? Let me know that in the chat. I serve at the behest of the house. So if I need to do a new one that's 4 rounds after the free agency, I can run through a 4-rounder tonight and start pumping them out tomorrow. But I'll be honest with you, at the rate we're going here, there's not going to be any free agents that matter that are left. On the highest of high side. Obviously, you're still going to have guys that matter. I'm just going to, because I trust these guys, I'm going to pull up the free agency ranking of PFF. All right, so we're 15 seconds into free agency. 3 is still on the board. So is 7. So is 9. So is 10. 11, 13, 14, 16, 18, 19, 20. Okay, I mean, we've got more players than I thought. But, I mean, you've had a lot of these guys come off the board. A few more that are rumored to have come off the board. So, I think we could go through this. Oh shit. We have a super chat. Hold on. Let me get to the button. It's from our buddy Red Sea. Before we leave for the day, let it be known, I will forever hate the Carolina Panthers for taking Milton Williams. Well, now here's the thing. I don't know that you were as big a player on him as I thought. I still think you're in on Josh Sweat. I didn't think that until about 48 hours ago. I think Arizona's in on Josh Sweat because I've started hearing way more Kenny Grant on Arizona. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna quickly go through what we're. DJ Reed has posted out Detroit. Yeah, I wanted a confirmation before I put it out there. Detroit fan man. If Terrion takes a second-year jump, Ennis Rankstraw reveals why he was drafted. DJ Reed plays CB2. Maybe the secondary works. I actually like where you're headed. And look, DJ Reed can play out of the slot too. Smaller guy, but as long as he's not your one, I'm good. That was my fear, is that some team was going to, like San Francisco was going to sign him to replace Javarius Ward, and I would not have liked that. But I think we're good in Detroit. It is looking like the post-free agency. So it sounds like the post-free agency thing is where we're leaning with the draft. So I will just do a 4-rounder tonight and then start pumping those out. Jason Limley said he'd like to see post-free agency mock. I think that's solid. I think that's where the way we're going to go is. Oh, Red Sea. Red Sea is a wordsmith. He said, if that's true, I need to find a river full of piranhas to jump into. The Kenny Grant thing's getting louder. I that's all I can tell you. The Josh Sweat thing, that the chatter there has not stopped. I'm just starting to buy into it because it's starting to come from places that actually make sense. I still don't love that fit, but Kelvin Joyner said some of the trades may have made a new mock necessary anyway. They definitely did. I also learned that the Jets were not quite as stupid as I thought they were because Seattle got the shittier of our 2 third-round picks. That is the first time in all the years I've been doing the NFL draft that I've seen a trade come down and I've gone, wait a minute. The Raiders just traded a pick that they don't have. How the hell did you just do that? And then I got a message from one of my Jet fan friends that said, hey, apparently we were smarter than we thought, and we put in a clause that the Raiders got the shittier of our 2 third-round picks. Sweet. We have another super chat. We appreciate your super chats as always. From Wheels for Meals WNC with a super chat saying, I hate how Dallas fails to ever do shit every free agency period. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. We have what could be breaking news on Milton Williams. It may not be done yet. Jordan Schultz is reporting Milton Williams is signing with the Panthers, which means I am scared. Okay, that it's not done yet. Ian Rappaport says the Milton Williams Panthers deal is not done. He's going to get big dollars. My understanding is the Panthers are in it. The Cardinals are in it. At least one other team is in it. Nothing is done, which means our guy Soaring Eagle just performed a special. I thought that was the whole music. No.
You will rest in peace.
You just brought them back from the dead. You just brought the Arizona Cardinals back from the dead in the Milton Williams sweepstakes. I've never seen anything like that before. Putting in work with Bill Workman, he's doing my job. He said, speaking of mock, been loving Walk the Mock and all the stuff you can do there. That's a great time for me to tell you we have signed a deal with Walk the Mock. We will be. So I got a lot of questions because our schedule got super disjointed at the end of last week. It's the thing about moving pieces. Sometimes I talk when I shouldn't. And I overloaded the apple cart. We did have J.W. Whitley with me on Friday. We are playing that on ESPN Radio today because we did not have Tank today. So we had to kind of move that around. We put that on today. Tank and I will be back live tomorrow. We will do half a show on Wednesday live. You will also be able to see that right here on the YouTube channel. And then Thursday, we are going to do a live listener mock. So, boop. In the chat, I have just put our promo code for Walk the Mock. And I am actually setting up the Walk the Mock draft as we speak. Oh, I guess I have to log in, don't I? All right. We are going to do a live Walk the Mock real-time draft. And it's going to be on Thursday at noon Eastern time. I'm going to set it for 12:10. All right. We're going to go. How many rounds should we go in this thing? Listener mock. Ah, shit. Red Sea. After performing an exorcism. Red Sea said, of all the days, you picked the one I'm the busiest. All right, so this week, I promise this is our last super disjointed week. My birthday is Sunday. My lovely wife surprised me with a trip because we just not been together a lot. So we're going to go out of town for a few days for my birthday. So I will be here Friday for a show, but then I will be gone Monday and Tuesday of next week. But you will have Tank on radio. I think he's going to have Chris Womack in with him. And then we will be back firing on all cylinders on Wednesday. Okay, I've so far seen no more than 3 rounds, 7 rounds, and 10 million rounds. Solid. So if we settled at 4, 605 streaming podcast, his birthday's March 16th. So is mine. I've always said that was God's way of knowing definitively that I was going to be a raging alcoholic, is that he gave me a reason for a bender every year on my birthday. So we're going to go down. We're going to visit my best friends that live down by the lake and all those good things. Very, very thankful for my lovely wife and her making me take time, which I appreciate. And happy early birthday to you, 605 stream and podcast. David L. said, I've been married for 15 years. I took her to the beach on her honeymoon, and this year I'll be going back to get her. There's nothing wrong with that. That's pretty funny, too, by the way. 605 said, we have 2 birthdays, March 16th and 17th. That's really funny because Cowboy Zach Hurst, that will be doing the draft with us, his birthday is March 18th. So we're right there in lockstep together. Rob Johnson asked, so what is Walk the Mock? So I'm glad you asked that. Walk the Mock is a mock draft website that it's a mock draft website that allows you to load your own rankings. The server looks much better. It's just more malleable in terms of what you can do. There's different ways to mock. It's more customizable so that you can kind of do different things. We're going to set this for 4 rounds, by the way. We are allowing trades, and you have 1 minute per pick. And I am saving this now. Oh, we got to pick a team for me to be. I forgot that. Detroit Fan Man said you do it with a group mostly, right? That is the beauty of Walk the Mock, is you can mock with other people as opposed to just going against the computer. So it is a subscription-based service with our promo code up there. I do it for the year. I use it a lot. And to be honest with you, I do the same thing with Walk the Mock that a lot of you guys do with us. I paid, I think it was with our promo code, I think it was $24. I appreciate that dude doing $24 worth of work for me because they have the one server that I can put up on a screen and be done. I can put me in the corner. That takes up the whole screen and we're good. That saves me a whole day's worth of work if we do this one time. And usually we do it once a week between now and the draft. So if you can't get into this one, don't feel bad. We will literally do one of these a week. I would say we'll probably take a little break. So we'll have the one this week on Thursday. We'll have a break next week, I believe is how that will go, because the NCAA tournament will start next week. So we'll be doing some stuff at the porch next week. And then we will start one a week the week after that. But they're great, great guys. Basically, everything that we generate, the dude splits with me 50-50, which is as fair as any affiliate deal in the world. So very thankful for these guys. And just know, if you do the year, the guy literally gives me half of what you pay for bringing in new users to his site, which is, I've never, in all the years I've been doing this, I've never had a 50% affiliate deal, ever. I've only had a handful that were above 10%. But he sent me that, and I went, that's crazy times. And he went, nope, that's good. We're good. You're bringing new people to my shit. I appreciate it. I want you to know you're appreciated. Great. So I will laud Walk the Mock. I loved it before. Really love it now. We do need to pick, before I can put this live, we do need to pick what team do you want me to be? Any team but the Jets. I will not be my own team. I will only do that one time for one mock because I don't want to bogart Dark Soldier or any of the other Jet fans from getting the Jets. I would love to pick a team that's just not going to be a lot of fun. Minnesota was my first thought because Minnesota only has 2 picks in the top 100. Putting in work said I need to be the Jags. Wheels for Meals said the Raiders. 605 streaming podcast is the Vikings. Kelvin Joyner said the Raiders. Gambit fan said that. Holy shit! Apparently it's the Raiders. Yep, that's a lot of Raiders. Okay, I am the Las Vegas Raiders. That's as when I get 5 of them, the other 2 responses, that's the right answer. All right, I'll be the Raiders. This is a great time to say that the Raiders are open for business. Because that pick at 6, I'm good. Okay, so I will be the Las Vegas Raiders. Make sure I got all this shit right. 1 minute between picks, 4 rounds, boom. Now, how do I share this? There we go. There we go. All right, you do have to have a subscription to Walk the Mock to join the mocks. You can also do monthly. You don't have to do annual. For me, it was cheaper. I saved $6 on the year. But not everybody does mock drafts all year long like I do. So I totally get that. Nevin Doyle, yes, it will be Thursday. That draft will start at 12:10. Austin Grove said the Giants would be funny. To be really honest with you, I'm so locked in on Shador going to the Giants. I want somebody else to be. I considered them. They were one of the first teams I thought about, but I want to see somebody else do that because I don't think everybody's in lockstep with me. Oh, damn, we've already had, so as of right now, we have putting in work with Bill Workman is the Jaguars. Grayson is the Steelers, and I am the Raiders. We still have 29 teams available. We have 2 hours, 2 days, 22 hours, 10 minutes, and 8 seconds until we go live. Walk the Mock, first live listener draft of the year. Bill Workman doing the Lord's work, saying he grabbed the Jags, but if anyone is a fan of them, please let him know, and he will change. The Jaguars are an interesting pivot point, and I kind of like having Bill's a smart man, like a real smart man, and I think he will do a good job there with the Jaguars. I also really like drafts that don't go goofy. Okay, we've had a significant slowdown in signings, so I'll tell you what. I'm going to take a quick respite here, maybe 5 to 7 minutes. Grab a little bite, and then we will do a last hour of grades of signings. Let's see. Detroit Fan Man said, "Did you say you're sharing the screen?" Yes. So when we do Walk the Mock, basically the screen with my face gets really small, and I put it up in the corner, and the whole live stream is just the board. There's a great little thing at the bottom. Looks just like the NFL draft where it says now picking. Pick goes up. It's fantastic. So yes, you will be able to see, even if you don't want to be involved in the draft, you will be able to watch it live. And it's really cool because people can justify their picks in the chat. We love doing this every single year. All right, so I'm going to take a quick break here, 5 to 7 minutes, grab a little bite, grab a little topper on my monster, and I will be back to grade the signings that you want graded right here in the Sportsocracy.
I was built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on the gas, never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna end.
I wanna be the best in the game, invest in my name. Check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain. I ingest, I retain, assess and I change. Possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints. Money, clout and fame, mud, disease, a plague. We all love to hate, have to play the game, have to make a name. All our insecurities are on display. This is war with the enemy, think that it was meant to be. Living in a time where disease is on every screen. I won't let them fester me, I know most are festering. Negativity is a plague for the mentally weak. No mercy, all I got is working. Never stop searching, never quite so thirsty. I'm toxic and psychotic, with this logic, you can't stop it. It's been chronic since I was a boy, so neurotic and chaotic.
Built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on gas, never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna eat 'em. Make mistakes real fast, then you learn how to beat 'em. If you take off the cast, you can see all the healing. If the pain's in the past, move on from the grave and put your foot on the gas. Don't never stop competing, yeah.
I've been doing this, I'm on it. I just wanna be iconic. Sipping on a gin and tonic, got me going off when I'm on this topic, yeah. If I ever play, I want it. You know that I'm always honest. Stay away from those who are toxic. Keep them out your face, no way, you don't want them, yeah. Don't try to drain my energy. The enemy is everything. It's mentally, unhealthily, spreading like a rare disease. But I won't let it get to me. I don't need your therapy. I can leave a legacy of leading by intensity. Come on, we can fight this. Freedom is priceless. Spread just like a virus. Living in a crisis. Do you feel courageous? Do you seek greatness? Trust me, you can take it. Go on and take your aim. Yeah.
Built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on gas, never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna eat 'em. Make mistakes real fast, then you learn how to beat 'em. If you take off the gas, you can see all the healing. If the pain's in the past, move on from the grave and put your foot on the gas. No, never stop competing, yeah.
How's the weather up there on the high horse that you fed with your daddy's money? How's it feel to be fake as a motherfucker, hey? Let me tell you something, they don't give a damn when the money's gone, when the people in the stands don't sing along, cause you know you ain't the man that's behind the song, thinking it'll work, but it won't. Ain't no truth on the radio station, somebody owes me an explanation. Well, I get knocked down, I get back up. Yeah, you can try, you can't cancel what's been tonight. I ain't been handed shit, no silver spoon inheritance. Tired of trying to be what other people want me to be. And now you get what you see. Now you get what you say. I get knocked down, I get back up. Anything they ask you, do it. Well, I know the ringer, I've been drugged to hell and back, been through it. Your time's tick-tock and I said, and I'm unapologetic. If you need an explanation, go. Well, I get knocked down, I get back up. Anything they ask you, do it. Well, I know the ringer, I've been drugged to hell and back, been through it. Your time's tick-tock and I said, and I'm unapologetic, and I'm unapologetic.
All right, we're back. Last hour of a live stream on the day that legal tampering is allowed. I don't know why we don't just call this the start of free agency, because it basically is. But we've had signings all over the place, a lot of money given out, and now we're talking grades. In the chat, feel free to ask whatever player you want to know. I need to switch the recording out before I do this. Whatever player you want to know. The grade that I would give, I do have to know the financial situation. So if contract details haven't been released, I can't really give a grade. And it appears that Twitter is dead again. Huh. And Milton Williams is going to the New England Patriots. Wow. So Milton Williams has spurned the Carolina Panthers to take a bag from the New England Patriots. I do not have that verified yet, but I also don't have Twitter, so I'm probably behind everybody in the world. Because Twitter's been hacked by the Russians or somebody. By the way, that's how big the NFL is. Whoa. The first day of free agency is a day to attack Twitter. So it's from Ian Rappaport. The Patriots are taking the biggest defender off the market as Eagles defensive tackle Milton Williams lands in New England Williams gets $26 million per year. Wow. That is a lot of monies. God, how many interior defensive linemen make $26 million a year? It's two. Chris Jones and Christian Wilkins. That's $2 million more a year than Quinnen Williams. Okay. I will still, I mean, look, that's still a good move. It's a ton of money, but it's market value for the guy. I mean, when you don't have a ton of high-end guys out there, Milton Williams that's steak tartare. And Tony Turntable says apparently the Panthers have signed Trevon Morig as a consolation prize. Oh, poor Red Sea. Oh, we have two super chats. Give me just a minute to get back to the buttons. It's here somewhere. Gonna find it. Gonna happen. Oh, where did they go? They're here somewhere. There it is. Red Sea, he hates everything. He did bring them back. He did bring Milton Williams out of Carolina. Unfortunately, he just handed them right to New England. Carolina, hey, we're signing Milton Williams.
Are you sure about that?
And then we have one more. From our buddy Colin, said Nick Bolton, Kansas City agreed to terms on a 3-year, $45 million deal and includes $30 million fully guaranteed. That, I'm not going to lie to you. The Nick Bolton deal was, I think, a huge signing for Kansas City because Bolton was going to get a bag on the open market. Look, Robert Spillane got $11 million a year. Or might have even been more than that. That's going to be... he was going to be more than that for Nick Bolton because he can actually play 3 downs. So, I mean, I think it's a solid deal for Kansas City. I couldn't believe it took as long as it did. But they did get it done. Trevon Morig, I have not seen the financial on Morig, although the Dallas Cowboys have broken into free agency. Trent Sieg, long snapper, 3 years, $4.45 million. Dallas on the board, folks. Dallas is on the board. Oh, boy. Trevon Morig, 3 years, $51 million, 60 max. Wow. That is almost that's guaranteed $17 million a year with incentives up to $20 million a year. That's a lot for Trevon Morig. Look, I like the kid. I'm not really sure. All right, so if this is what you wanted, why did you not just re-sign Jeremy Chin? They do very similar shit. I mean, Morig's a better player, don't get me wrong. That's a lot of money for him. That is a lot of money for him. We have another super chat. Red Sea, what's the over-under on wild piranhas population in the United States? Hey, that's a good question. How many wild piranhas are there in the U.S.? Oh, there are none. To tropical America. Okay. How many are there in the world? Wow, there are 30 to 60 species of piranha. Those are scary little bastards. Big, gnawty teeth. Good. Michael Rimmer, DJ Reed signed for 3 years, $48 million with the Lions. I'm going to give that an A-. I don't think it's it depends on the defense, and I'm not going to lie to you. The fact they signed DJ Reed tells me a lot of how they are planning on playing next year, because DJ Reed is almost exclusively a zone guy. He doesn't really fit in a system that is not zone heavy. So you're going to slot him in on the opposite side of Terry and Arnold. My question is, how good is Terry and Arnold at that? Now, you're going to have the secondary is becoming really, really good. I'm curious who that other edge rusher is going to be for Detroit. I don't think Detroit's going to take a step back defensively. I think even losing Aaron Glenn, I don't think it matters. I think they're still going to be good. So I would say A- on DJ Reed. Trevon Moehrig, 3-year deal worth $51 million. That's a C. You had money and you needed to face this defense. I'm just not sure that's who it should have been. I mean, look, I like Moehrig. I think he's a good, not great player. And I had a weird feeling that he was going to get a bag from someone. I didn't know it would be Carolina. And now I look at him and you still don't have a free safety because I don't think he is one. I think he's going to play the strong side. I still don't love the secondary. There's a lot left to do if you're Carolina. I would have been a lot happier had they signed Milton Williams. Oh, PFF got burned. They already had Milton Williams on the inside of the Carolina defense. Ouch. Let's see. We have another one of these. From Colin. We always appreciate Colin. Jalen Moore reached agreement today on a 2-year, $30 million deal, including $21.24 million fully guaranteed at signing with the Kansas City Chiefs. What is your grade on that? I'm going to be 100% honest with you about Jalen Moore. The sample size for me is incredibly small. He has literally never qualified for a PFF grade. He's never played enough snaps. I'm going to pull up his player page now just to tell you how many snaps he's played in his life. So in 24, he played a total of 271, 226 in 23, 184 in 22, 145 in 2021. To sign him to this kind of deal, to me, is absolute insanity. But if you think that's your left tackle, and they obviously do, you're not giving a guy that kind of money unless there was serious competition on him, which I had not heard. I did not see. That came so far out of left field, I wasn't even completely prepared for it. If that's your left tackle, and trust me, I trust Kansas City, specifically with vets. I trust them with vets more than I do with rookies. On the interior, it's the exact opposite. I will say that's a C-, but I'm leaving it open to improvement. There's just not enough. There's not enough of a resume on him for me to really know what he is. He hasn't even played a full season's worth of snaps in 4 years. So it's interesting, Colin. I'm not going to lie to you. Tay asked, where can we watch the Walk the Mock? So that mock draft will be live on the YouTube channel. It'll be right here. You can also follow the link to it, and in that live stream, you'll be able to pull it up on your computer and watch it live as well. Tay also asked, can you do the Godshaw to the Saints trade? I need to pull up the terms of that deal because I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know it. I saw it earlier. I thought it was a 6th. Yep. 2026 7th round pick for Davin Godchaw. The salary is not restrictive, which is interesting. Adding Davin Godchaw tells me that New Orleans is headed most likely to a 3-4. I was afraid of that when Brandon Staley came in. They just don't have the personnel for that, in my opinion. I'm looking at New Orleans going, what you have doesn't really lend itself to that. I've seen DeMario Davis in a 3-4, and you're not going to like it. That's not what he does. Breeze just became completely irrelevant. But I do kind of like Godchaw in the middle of it. I'm just really interested to see how you outfit the rest of it. But Godchaw that's what he does. He is a true nose. And you definitely did. Uh-oh. We got a big one. I just need, wow, I don't understand this at all. Can't wait to see the money on this one. Oh boy. Oh boy. Where's my button? Sammy D. S-E-A. Sammy D headed to the Seattle Seahawks, 3 years, $110 million. 55 guaranteed. Okay. I don't like it. I mean, of all places that Sam Darnold could have landed, I don't love that one. 55 guaranteed. I mean, look, he's better than Geno Smith. There's no doubt in my mind about that. The problem is, who's he going to be throwing to? I mean, because right now you got Jake Bobo as your 2. And look, I think he's a fine 3. If you add Teteroa McMillan in the draft, which is currently what I have projected there, you still got to do something with the interior of the offensive line. Okay. I would have liked Sam Darnold better in Las Vegas. I would have liked Sam better in Pittsburgh. But Seattle, sure. We'll do that. Detroit fan man said, yikes, Seattle could have had Geno. Yeah. He's better than Geno. He's significantly better if we're looking at over the life of 3 years. But the Raiders are about to find that out. See, this is where I go with the Raiders. Okay, if you could have had Sam Darnold for $110 million, why did you not just sign Sam Darnold? For no draft pick compensation. I mean, is it because Pete's that comfortable with Geno Smith? Okay. And I'll give Jonathan Welch credit. He's been calling that for probably a week. I did not see it. I did tell you, though, there was no chance Sam Darnold was going to the East Coast. And I'm not going to tell you how I know that, but just I did. That Giant shit never made any sense. I thought Pittsburgh was so much better that it could have kind of changed that. Now, in terms of quarterbacks, you're looking at the Raiders have taken care of this. All right, so let's just look at the landscape here. Tony Turntable said, "I don't hate the contract. You shouldn't. That's solid value on Sam Darnold. Sam cashes in, gets almost, what was that, 37, 36 and some change a year. Solid off of the best year of his career. All right, so let's just look at teams in the NFL. So teams that still have a question mark at quarterback. New York Jets, Pittsburgh Steelers, the Cleveland Browns. I'm going to put the Indianapolis Colts in there, the Tennessee Titans. Everybody in the West is taken care of. Now everybody in both Wests is taken care of. Everybody in the NFC South is taken care of. Everybody in the NFC North is taken care of. Except maybe Minnesota. So I'll put Minnesota in there. That's 6. The Giants are 7. So we have 7 openings. You got 3 rookies. I feel like 2 of the rookies are getting these jobs. It's just, oh shit, I just activated the damn camera. Oh, it didn't move. Good for me. So I'll say Cam Ward's going to Cleveland. Shador, I still think, goes to New York with a veteran. I just don't know who the veteran is. I would say that does make it much more likely that Aaron Rodgers is going to the Pittsburgh Steelers. And that makes it likely Justin Fields is going to the New York Jets. That mainly he's not going to have another option. So you go, God, that means you're going to have Fields, Tyrod Taylor, and Jordan Travis. Gross. I mean, when the information's right in front of you, you can poke yourself in the eyes, or it's the way it is. Aaron Rodgers is going to be a Pittsburgh Steeler. Justin Fields is going to be a New York Jet. Shador and a veteran, probably Russell Wilson, if I had a bet, that's the Giants. What does Tennessee do? I mean, Minnesota, welcome to the J.J. McCarthy era. Although I would say the funniest shit that you could ever see is Aaron Rodgers spurns Pittsburgh to go to Minnesota. Then that throws everything cattywampus. Rodgers goes to Minnesota. Fields comes back to Pittsburgh. The Jets then, I think, have to take Jackson Dart. Goof. Sam Darnold to the Seattle Seahawks. I'll go A- for Sam, B for Seattle. Look, you got the best quarterback on the market. I just don't think you should be trying to win at a high level right now. That's a win now move. You're not a win now team. At least I don't think so. Now, said the same thing about Minnesota last year. Timothy O'Toole asked, could Tennessee just go Cam Ward? I don't think so. It did not sound like they were in on him. They were giving just enough, oh, well, we could still take a quarterback to get some desperate-ass team to trade up. I think if you force Tennessee to sit at 1, they will take Abdul Carter. Now, what's crazy is what happens if the Giants pass on Shedeur Sanders. He could drop like a rock. Praise YJ asked, is the Fields to Jets smoke for real? I thought it was smoke because he does not fit the culture. Look, some of the shit he did when he was with the Bears, this is a different kind of guy. Is it possible you're just so desperate that you have to throw those things out the window? I guess. He's in, I don't remember what country it was. He was posting pictures from there this morning. And the Steelers want him back. Allegedly, the Jets want to talk to him. He's not comfortable with their situation as it sits. So, how would I feel about it? I'd hate it because I don't think he's an NFL quarterback and never have. So, I hate it a lot. A whole lot. Tay said if Sanders drops to 9, that has actually become more of a, there's more smoke to that. I'll tell you, the Jets will not take Shedeur Sanders. Everything I'm hearing is that they were one of the teams. All those reports that you heard about how off-put they were by him, the Jets were one of them. I'm pretty confident I know who the other one was, and I think that their head coach's name rhymes with Seat Carroll. I can't say this on record, but I can tell you I talked to somebody in the NFL that told me for fucking Batum the same report that I saw from Josina Anderson. So I think I know where that came from. We have one of these from Praise. And just throwing a super chat out there. We appreciate you, Praise, as always. I appreciate all the super chats, as always. Always nice to add a little to the travel funds as we are doing these things. Taking a day, maybe 2 days away from the mock draft season. Speaking of which, I have made a decision. I will be doing all 4-round mock drafts going forward. So I'm going to do a 4-round mock draft tonight, and then I will start recording those in the morning. Tank and I will have a full show tomorrow at noon. We will have a half show on Wednesday. We will be preempted on Thursday. All of the mocks will be out by the time I leave Friday. Let's go. Balls to the walls mock draft season. Let's go. David Carr is now talking about J.J. McCarthy. Vikings fans, you should listen to what he's saying right now. I can't hear it, but I'm telling you right now, you should be listening to what he's saying. I will borderline guarantee you Daniel Jones is his backup. There was a lot of smoke to Minnesota bringing Daniel Jones back anyway. Now with it looking like Rodgers goes to Pittsburgh, it's looking like all the dominoes are kind of sliding into place. Notorious B.I.G. said Paulson Adebo's gone. Damn, I have a jersey of his I need to sell. I have a lot of those. We should start like a graveyard. Like have that on the set of graveyard of guys that we miss. Just put them in like a frame and stack them up like headstones. If that's the dumbest idea you've ever heard, somebody please tell me. But I think that would be really cool for the new set. Just people send in jerseys that are worthless to them now, and we mount them in headstone-shaped like shadow boxes and just have a full graveyard around us. Oh, Sir Jimothy, message me directly after I sign off. I do have info on for you on that. Sorry, we have never been more scattered than we've been the last 5 weeks, and I swear to God, I can't find my head from a hole in the ground. Holy shit. Paulson Adebo's deals for $54 million. Good golly, Miss Molly. That's a mess of monies. Eric Murray, 3 years, $22.5 million, 12 guaranteed with the Jaguars. Okay. It's fine. I mean, I'm not jumping up and down about it. Okay, so it looks like, so apparently Schefter misreported the money. Full terms for Sam, 3 years, $100.5 million, 55 guaranteed, 37.5 in year one. Which basically is an NFL way of saying if he comes in and slaughters it, he's going to be looking for a new deal after year one. Because that means there's only 62.5 on the back, or 63 on the backside of that. Sam betting on himself. Geno, from Tom Pelissero, Geno Smith turned down a similar deal in Seattle. Geno Smith turned that deal down. Okay. And Sam and Clint Kubiak worked together in San Francisco. Oh, that makes sense. I still don't like the fit, but I just can't figure out what Seattle is. What are you at this point? The Pittsburgh Steelers are signing Darius Slay. Okay. Okay. We have one of these from Praise YJ. Talking about Shedeur Sanders playing at a dome could help. Shedeur at 9. I think that's probably his drop dead spot is New Orleans at 9. The dome doesn't really worry me all that much. Look, I mean, he played in weather at times at Colorado. I'm not overly worried about the dome part. The part that worries me is you damn well better be able to protect him because you talk about a completely different prospect. When Shadeur's clean, he should be the number 1 prospect in this draft overall. The problem is he wasn't clean much, and holy shit, when you start getting pressure on him, pressured Shedeur Sanders is not draftable. That's the problem, is that you see 2 completely different guys, and you know he's going to get pressured in the NFL. Notorious B.I.G. said, Jeremy, that Giants move doesn't make any sense. Adebo and Hunter played nothing alike. They are no doubt getting a quarterback. Never doubted it. What's funny to me is how many people this is surprising. The Travis Hunter to the Giants thing never made sense. It never made sense. I get it. You don't like Shedeur. They do. The Giants do. I've had him at 3 in every mock I've done. Save the first one when the Giants were, I want to say they picked 3, and I had Tennessee and Cleveland taking quarterbacks. If he's been on the board, Shadeur's gone to the Giants. I've never wavered on that. I am as confident in that as I was of Trayvon Walker going to the Jaguars. It's blowing my mind how many people were just, nope, they're not going to do it. I bet you they do. And I agree. That's a really good point by Big. It doesn't. Him and Travis Hunter, that fit doesn't make a ton of sense. Tay asked, would Dart at 9 be wild? No, because I have him going 7 to the Jets. And I'm pretty damn locked in on that, too. This from Jack S. Oh, no. Oh, no. Mm-hmm. 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 I don't know what to do with that. Yeah, I don't like any of this. I guess I have to hit the fucking button because it's what I do. I don't think I've ever hated news more than the New York Jets have signed Justin Fields to a 2-year, $40 million deal that includes $30 million guaranteed. Just Now I know how that kid at Ole Miss feels. Oh, my girlfriend was just hooking up with my dad. Fuck yeah. This is great. It's awesome. Oh, God. I need a drink. I hate everything. I hate it all. I hate it all. Oh, God, there it is. Oh, God, I saw the logo with the name. Oh. It's like your wife found a recipe on Etsy and she forgot an ingredient. It slides in front of you and you go, oh, that is awful. Just not good. Not good. Oh. Yikes. I mean, this is awful. Not only did it happen, but it happened while I was on live stream by myself. Like, I can't even just hide and just go yell fuck in the corner as loud as I want to. Okay. I deserve this. I don't. The Jets are like an abusive relationship. Like, I swear to God, because now I'm even sitting here going, I deserve, like, I did something. Like, somehow I did something to deserve what is happening to me now. Just, this is awful. It's, okay. Justin Fields is the quarterback of my team. Awesome. 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 Evan Doyle, the promo code for Walk the Mock is in the pinned tweet, or pinned message at the top of the this. Let's say we have super chats. I missed several of them while I was thinking about throwing myself off a bridge. God, is there an instant button of Sam? I am scared to hit that. I was about to look for a Sam Kinison of the bit he does. Why don't you ever talk about men? Because man's never made me want to throw myself off a fucking bridge. But I'm scared of what I would find. Okay, let's get to these super chats. Stop talking about the Jets. Dallas is nice from Sir Jimothy. Dallas is all in, signed a long snapper. Solid, strong. Sieg is his last name. Got him for a little over $1 million a year. Strong. Then we have Red Sea. All that's left is for them to take Milrow at 7.
You sound insane. Do you realize that? You should be medicated.
No. Not just no, but hell no. Now, if you added at 7th round, then okay, maybe we could talk. Bill Belichick asked, Jeremy, how you feel about Hassan Reddick to Tampa Bay? Hell of a lot better than I feel about Justin Fields to the Jets. But other things that I like better than Justin Fields to the Jets, Chernobyl, global warming, mint, chocolate, anything. All of those things suck, but I like them way better than Justin Fields playing for my team. I can't believe Tank hasn't texted me. I'm genuinely shocked. Dark Soldier, a fellow Jet. He said, I feel you on that, but I believe I'm older than you, so more pain. I will be 38 on Sunday. Happy birthday. And you know what? The Jets got me a birthday present. It was Justin Fields. And I wish they'd just gotten me a screwdriver, which I could have jammed in my own fucking ear. Let's see. Let's go back to Twitter and see if there's another team that did smart shit that we can talk about. Cam Bynum to the Colts, 4 years, $60 million. That's a good deal. That's a good deal, and that's about the money that I had heard. Because safety in this class, you got 2, and then it's a whole lot of projection. And even with Eamon Worry, there's a lot of projection. So I don't mind that. I would like to know how much of it is guaranteed, because I'll bet you it's somewhere in the neighborhood of 25. That's a good first dip into free agency for the Indianapolis Colts. Detroit. Gambit fans said Tank's waiting for a face-to-face mocking. Oh, he could be. And I won't be shocked if he wheels up to me on his fucking hot rod. And the first thing he says is Justin Fields. And you know what's going to happen when he does that? I'm going to take his knee scooter and I'm going to throw it off the fucking deck at the Harris Cherokee Event Center. And I'm going to look at him and go, hop and go get it, smart ass. Yeah, it was funny till it wasn't it? Oh, I'm sick right now. Let's see. I'm getting a lot of call for this. Let's see. I believe this is the button that you're looking for.
Oh no! We suck again!
We never stopped. Like, for it to be we suck again, you had to stop. We never stopped. It's just, we're like a vacuum cleaner that without an off button. We just suck and suck and suck again. Ugh. It just, I don't even want to do the rest of this day now. Oh, and now we're talking about the draft and things like that. Yeah, the dart at 7 thing to the Jets, that's off the board. Because now you got Justin Fields and Tyrod Taylor, because this team actually thinks they're good. That's what that tells me. This team actually thinks they're good. So now you're going to see the Jets will probably try their damnedest to trade back to get or they may just sit at 7 and take either Mason Graham or Tyler Warren, of which I will say Mason Graham with Quinnen Williams and Jermaine Johnson and Will McDonald on the outside. That is formidable. Ugh. The Jets are going to run a lot. Ugh. I just feel gross. I feel gross. I'm not happy. A week ago, I had a future of a long-haired, mulleted quarterback, and now I have Justin Fields. Bill Buttigieg said the Jets are probably taking T-Mac. I don't know. It's the zeal on him is kind of worn off. When he didn't run, there were a lot of teams that they had. I mean, obviously, teams, we all have the same software. There are some tapes of him where he never hits a speed that's NFL speed. So I don't think he goes in the top 7. I would be reasonably surprised if he did. I also would not be shocked if the Jets made a run at a receiver here. Because look, Corley's still easy to like. Xavier Gibson's still a decent 4, but you need a 2. Who that's going to be, I don't know. But Sir Jimothy just rubbing salt in the wound. Justin Schuyler, Jets Fields has a ring to it. Yeah, to you. To you. Not to me. Let's see. Praise why Jay said Jeremy is rarely wrong. Don't think I've seen him wrong. I'm wrong all the time. But I got a feeling Fields will end as a Jets legend. I don't. I don't, and I'll tell you one reason I don't. One of the same reasons he failed in Chicago. This is not a place that develops quarterbacks well. It's not an easy place to play quarterback. He does not have the throwing motion on Justin Fields does not lend itself to what you have to deal with wind-wise. And he just makes really bad decisions as a quarterback. And I think this is insanity. I think what Aaron Glenn looked me in the face and told me at the combine, you just shot it all to hell. Because none of it makes any sense. Doesn't make any sense. But I do find it odd that Justin Fields, and I've got a report of this, Justin Fields chose the Jets over Pittsburgh, and the money was apparently not that far off. Whew. We do have another signing. Ian Rappaport, the Bears are giving Deo Odingbo a 3-year, $48 million deal, $32 million fully guaranteed. I don't mind that. The value on that's pretty strong. That's not a bad deal. The Bears are doing a great job of satiating every need to where they can just take the best player on the board. That's interesting. Notorious B.I.G. said all that Aaron Glenn yapping was about it. Oh, it was about as valuable as his response to Ben Johnson. Yeah. Yeah, Aaron did not he did not start off on the greatest of feet at the combine. He's just very angry. And then everything you told me is just one thing you'll learn, don't bullshit the New York media market. It won't go well because they don't forget. And so now you've got a guy that was talking about he's one of the 5 best mobile quarterbacks of all time in Chicago, and you're preaching this 1-53 bullshit. Okay, yeah, it all just went in one ear out the other to me. So not a good start for AG and Darren Muji. Okay. Winding down here because I've got to get to the Harris Cherokee Center, Asheville, for the final of tonight's Southern Conference Basketball Championship presented to you by Ingles Markets. We got Wofford. We got Furman. Furman always travels well. I also love their coach, Bob Ritchie. He's going to be a big time head coach one day. Get the fuck out of here. That can't possibly be true. Does that say Samaje Perine to the Bucks for $22 million over 3 years? Holy shit. That's a boatload. That is a lot of money for a backup running back. Also means Rashad White's time is done. I've heard Rashad White to the Denver Broncos about 5,000 times. And that deal makes that make a lot of sense. Wow, that's a lot of money for Samaje Perine. Gambit fan, wait, was there drama between Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson? I can't tell you that there was. Neither one of them ever told it to me specifically, but their responses about each other were very weird at the combine. Like everything they said about each other felt like it was offhand. It was bizarre. And if you wanted us to think there was drama between you, you did a great job of that. Wow, $22 million for Samaje Perine. NFL Network is showing a compilation of Ian Rappaport's breaking news wave. That is some of the best shit you'll see. It's just Ian Rappaport going, "Hey guys, I got shit to tell you." Knowing Ian as I do, that's really, 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 really funny. Oh, Jason Light announced they have not signed Perine. Okay. Mark Will said the Perine thing was fake. I couldn't find it anywhere, but I saw it in the chat. Bart Smith, yes, when I announce the signing, I will provide the position. Yeah, so Samaje Perine is not. Okay, that makes me feel a lot better. I was going to say, that would have been a weird flex for Tampa Bay. Mainly just because of where the offense is headed. And I mean, Bucky Irving is the guy to pay a backup running back. Like I said, I hadn't seen it. I just saw it in the chat and went, that can't be fucking real. Oh, Garrett Wilson is the happiest person in the state of New Jersey right now. And look, and that, if I'm looking for a silver lining here, you did just give your best player exactly what he wanted. He did not get along with Aaron Rodgers, and he gave Garrett the quarterback he wants. I will say this, that is a huge uptick to his fantasy value for next year. And before you tell me, well, Justin Fields is not a good quarterback, I 100% agree with you. Garrett Wilson put up 1,000 yards with Mike White as his quarterback. And Zach Wilson. Sure. Worse. Justin Fields is the starting quarterback of my team, and I don't like it. I think I need to go cry. Just have a good old cry. All right, I have got to go get ready, get the Parks Ford mobile studio loaded up and headed down to the Harris Cherokee Center, Asheville, for tonight's Ingles 2025 Southern Conference Basketball Championships. Wofford, Furman. I'm taking Furman, just throwing that out there. If anybody wants to wager that, we will have new information on how you can do that, hopefully next week. I'm Jeremy Green. I'm sad. I'm a sad man. I'm a very sad man. I'm going to check Twitter one more time to make sure there's not any other signings we need to talk about. Doesn't appear that there are. There will be plenty more. I am going to get back after it tonight. Do a deep dive 4-round mock after free agency. Look, the amount of top 100 free agents that have been signed is staggering. So I think the trade market is going to drum up at some point, probably this afternoon. I think you probably see a couple trades happen this afternoon. Big names still left to move, but it's the best time. I'm going to go drink in the shower, sadly. So if you've never drank in the shower, my good buddy, what the hell's his name? Shane Gillis. He's not a buddy of mine, but he's a friend of a friend. He has a medication. It's a couple of beers. And I'm going to go have my medicine. Just a couple of beers in the shower. Shower beer. It's the best beer. Shower beer, beach beer, 1-2. All right, I'll be back. We will have an ESPN show live right here, noon tomorrow. Me and Tank back for the first time in what feels like a year. And we will bring you all the latest news in NFL free agency, live reactions, all that good stuff. And it's all brought to you by Ingles Markets, Parks Ford, Hendersonville, and Clarissa Sells, WNC.com. I'm at ESPN Draft Nerd Jeremy Green, and I will see you tomorrow.
How's the weather up there on the high horse that you fed with your daddy's money? How's it feel to be fake as a motherfucker, hey? Let me tell you something, they don't give a damn when the money's gone, when the people in the stands don't sing along, cause you know you ain't the man that's behind the song, thinking it'll work, but it won't. Ain't no truth on the radio station, somebody owes me an explanation. Well, I get knocked down, I get back up. Anything they ask you, do it. Well, I know the ringer, I've been drugged to hell and back, been through it. Your time's tick-tock and I said, and I'm unapologetic. Cancel, yeah, you can try. You can't cancel what's been tonight. I ain't been headed shit, no silver spoon inheritance. Tired of trying to be what other people want me to be. And now you get what you see. Now you get what you say. I get knocked down, I get back up. Anything they ask you, do it. Well, I know to hell and back, been through it. Your time's tick-tock and I said, and I'm unapologetic. If you need